So what's eating you, Joe?
I didn't want to get up to turn off the fan or the heater, and so my wife extorted me into going to the yarn store with her at some point to pick out a yarn for a blanket. And I'm not what the French would call enthused about it.
Man, I gotta go look at yarn.
Yeah. Fuck both of you. You guys don't ever have to do that.
I have to do that shit all the time. I get dragged into Michael's, weekly.
Ugh. Yeah, but I gotta go into fucking Joann's Fabric. At least Michael's has, I don't know, other stuff.
Letters to spell out curse words.
I will admit that, I've gone over and just started spelling random shit with their letters.
Joann, that's where I did the fuck you was at Joann's Fabric. That's because Joann's Fabric sucks so much.
Poor Joe. He's so miserable tonight.
This is how we didn't get a Joann's Fabric sponsorship.
I don't think they'd ever want to sponsor us anyway, so don't worry. We're fine on that front.
Really? Oh, I was hoping we'd be the Yarny podcast.
I'm sure that June is going to be heartbroken that we'll never have them as a sponsor.
So, just so everybody knows what I went through to get ready for the podcast today.
Oh, no.
I stayed up real late last night editing the podcast to be released on Wednesday, and caffeine wasn't doing it. So I have an intense fear of heights, and so I was watching GoPro videos of people walking across the edge of buildings 50 stories up and doing stupid shit in heights and getting my adrenaline spiked so I could get ready for this bitch.
Yeah, I think at some point we're going to have company bonding, and I'm just going to push people out of airplanes.
No.
You have to get me in the airplane first.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how you're planning on doing that, because it ain't happening.
Chloroform.
Oh, it'll take more than that.
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna have June tranquilize your ass.
I'm just putting it out there, that you may be able to get me over on that, but later on, I'm gonna find you, and I'm gonna do terrible things to you, so don't fuck with me.
You're gonna wake up as you're fucking falling out of the plane. Why would we jump out of a perfectly good plane?
I like planes. I don't mind being on planes. I don't like parachutes. I think they look incredibly stupidly designed with all these little tiny threads that hold up just this piece of fabric that's supposed to keep you from dying. And then bungee cords look like a good way to just fuck your back up forever.
Like I said, I feel like bungee cords are the ultimate chiropractic experience.
No, thank you. No, I don't need that.
You're just no fun.
And I know there's people who walk on the edge of buildings and do stupid flips and stuff on the very edge. That's just reckless for no fucking reason.
Yeah, see, I don't get that, but skydiving, I get that.
No, I don't get that at all.
You will.
Yeah, I don't get climbing ladders. That alone fucking seems stupid to me.
Yeah,
That's a necessity normally.
I used to do renovations with my uncle, and every once in a while we'd have to get on the roof, and I would just spend the whole time trying not to think about the fact that I was on a roof, even though I was only 10 feet up. It was a single story roof.
Yeah, it's only 3.5 feet higher than Joe's actual head.
But then you have to add the actual height of me standing to it as well,
That doesn't negate the
It's actually more
how far
2.5
feet
feet.
are gonna fall.
I'm 6'5", so it's more 2.5. Well, 2.5 and a little bit. Anyways.
Math's hard tonight.
Yeah, no, it is. Pretty much everything's hard tonight. I am running on fumes at this point.
Yeah, that's why it's kind of meh.
I don't want to go to the yarn store. Fuck Joann's Fabric. I was trying my hardest to weasel out of it too. I was sure, yeah, without actually saying I was going to do it.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Zero Supervision. I am here with an especially bitchy and groany person today. How are you doing, Joe?
My tits are awful hard today. I don't know if you know. You don't know this right now, but I'm groping my chest. I said that and groped my own tits. Not thinking about the fact this is not a visual medium. So everybody know at home that I was gripping my tits in that, just for you.
That's sexy. That's sexy. All right. And how are you doing, Dustin?
Odd now that I hear Joe talking about his tits.
Oh, yeah, no. They're sensitive today. They're hard, apparently. Yeah,
They're really hard. Like
It's drafty in his place right now.
I got something that's hard.
And oddly enough, about as big as your nipples.
I didn't say my nipples were hard. I said my tits. Like the tit itself is really hard. Like,
well, then
like
you might actually want to go to the doctors.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's called cancer.
No, the lumps inside of them are muscles, right?
No.
Lumps? There should be one muscle per pectoral.
No. I have like a couple different irregularly shaped lumps. On
Yeah,
the inside.
no. That's perfectly normal. You're fine.
Okay, I thought so.
How Joe had to get a double mastectomy.
Joe's like, I don't have moobs anymore, guys.
They had to take them out.
Oh, shit. Fucking dumb bitch. Anyways, off to the news. So, I don't know if anyone else has heard, but Google has announced that they are doing an update to Chrome as of February 15th. This update will help us fight ads. Not all ads, but the ones that are really fucking annoying. You know, the ones where, like, you might be laying in your bed next to someone and you're just reading shit and you go and you click on a link and all of a sudden you hear fucking screaming going on and you can't get it to shut the fuck up. Now, Google's actually, they're looking to actually try and eliminate that. So that's pretty cool. This ad blocker, or whatever they're going to be doing with Google Chrome, it's going to block those. It's going to block pop-ups, large ads that hover over the page, which I came across a few of those today, so I'm very happy they're getting rid of that. And then ads that flash with bright background colors. So guess what, guys? Finally, we can watch our porn effortlessly.
Well, get this shit. So, not too long ago, we had to call the police, and we didn't call the 911 emergency line. We called just the regular like helpline or whatever. Mm-hmm. And the non-emergency line. And when June clicked on to the website for the police department here, it brought up a like. You ever seen that ad for InstaCheat on like porn sites where it's just like some chick playing with her titties? It brought up one of those.
Whoa, no, I have not seen. Wow, I have not seen that, but I'm excited.
Want to call the police? Play with some tits.
Yeah. While you're on hold, just play with my big soapy tits.
Are you about to be murdered by somebody? Play with my tits.
Are you about to be murdered? Watch me climax.
Yeah. It's one of those standard like pop-up ads that comes up whenever you're on like a porn site.
Well, now those are going to go away too, or a lot of them are going to go away. So, hey,
yay!
Yeah, bright sides, huh?
Yeah, apparently websites are throwing a fit about it, but fuck them.
Well, honestly, like I was actually reading up on it, and most of the websites are throwing a fit are like the asshole companies that make these asshole ads, and they're pissed off because their ads are going to be rendered useless. So I don't see the issue. Like
Yeah,
one of
God
them was
forbid.
one of them was throwing a fit. They're a publishing company that helps make ads that pop up onto the screen. They're literally the people that Google are trying to fight.
It's one of those things that like it's been like a plague of the internet since like the open and free internet to regular people has been around, and I'm glad it's gone. I mean, fuck them. They come up with a better way to advertise to me. Make me want to buy your product. Don't force it on me.
By the way, guys, we didn't do this, when we first started, so I'm going to be professional and do this in the middle. Mute your phones. That'd be cool. Thanks, guys.
Including the listeners. I want you guys to mute your phones, too.
Yeah, no, don't mute your phones. Don't mute your
Unless
phones.
you're
You need to listen.
No, unless you're listening to us, then
Well,
don't
you can
mute.
mute the phone and still listen to us. You
Yeah,
just
it'll
mute the
still play.
ringer.
Yeah, just the ringer
So-
and the alarms. Only listen to us.
Yeah.
And don't
Quit
listen
your
to us in a
jobs.
public space, because
No.
then you'll get
Listen
arrested.
To us. No. Listen to us in a public space. Quit your job. Only do the podcast. This is life.
Don't do that. We're not held
No,
liable
do
if
it.
you make
Do it.
bad life
Do it.
choices. We're not
Yeah,
held
no,
liable.
don't
You can't
listen
sue
to me,
us.
but like, listen to me because I have it right, okay?
No, he doesn't. He's stupid. He's bitchy. Don't listen to him. You don't want to listen to people that are bitchy.
Well,
just think of your wives when they're being bitchy. Do you really want to listen to them? No? Then why are you listening to this guy?
Of the 3 people on this podcast, I'm the only one who's a professional podcaster, if you think about it.
How so?
Because I'm the only one that does just this.
Yeah, but you don't get paid for doing this. At this point, you're a bum.
You're a bum caster. Cast your ass.
Like, we're eventually going to get to the point where, like, the fridge is going to be empty and Joe's going to be out in the streets doing, like, bum fights. I'm kidding. Love you. Stay calm. Relax.
Bitch.
He's running on empty with sleep, so he's a little bitchy. Anyways, I don't know if you guys have heard, but the Apple HomePod is staining wood surfaces.
I saw that.
Yeah, so the speaker itself sounds incredible. It sounds really awesome. But there are now numerous complaints of the device staining wood furniture. If you think about placing a cloth underneath your Apple HomePod, that would actually make it not sound as good because of the way they designed the actual HomePod itself. So there's not really an elegant solution to this. If you want it on a piece of wood furniture, then sorry, bro. Go ahead and put it on something that's not wood and you'll be fine. Otherwise, it leaves like a white circle on there.
So what causes the white circle?
They haven't really said yet, but I saw one guy, he was actually trying to do the Olympics logo with it. Yeah.
Is it like I know that like certain, like, is it paint, do you think? Or is it like the
No, it's not paint. It's something, it's like the speaker itself is interacting with the wood.
Weird.
Yeah, so they're
It's
not...
not good. Imagine what's doing to your fucking hand.
Yeah, so
why would you want to hold it?
Well, I mean, like, you have to touch that thing, so if it's a chemical reaction, that's a problem in itself. But even if it's got to be a chemical reaction. That's the only way that's going to happen. I wouldn't want to touch the bottom of that thing.
That shit is like the blood from the fucking, the xenomorphs from Alien.
It's just slowly eating through wood furniture. It can only go on glass. That's the only way it's not going to eat through it.
What about the metal? Is it doing anything to metal?
No, wood is the only thing that
That's so creepy. That's so fucking creepy.
It's the only thing that...
it's the only...
It's
well, the thing is,
up.
it's organic. So, like... What the fuck is it doing to you? Oh my god. I want somebody to hold it in their hand for like a couple hours and see what happens.
Yeah, so no, that's the latest and I would say consumer electronics news. Nothing else is really going on that front.
So in Germany, a lawyer is being bombarded with pizza deliveries from an anonymous prankster. He's received over 100 pizzas that he didn't order at all. And they are all being sent to his office. Sometimes the pizza delivery notices will start popping up on his phone while he's still in the shower at home. And he pressed charges with the police, and like they still cannot figure out who the fuck is doing this. And now the prankster is sending him sushi, sausage, and Greek food.
I don't see this as a problem.
Yeah, why is he trying to press charges in this?
Because the guys, like, the pizza places want him to pay for this shit. And it's happening so often and so much, he can't get any work done because they're all going to his office.
I thought he was, like, paying for it and sending it to him. I was like...
that'd be cool.
That's not bad.
No. It'd be like if I ordered, like, Domino's or something like that and had it sent to your place and said that I'd pay when the guy got there with cash.
Oh.
And, yeah.
That's not cool. That's a little funny.
It's kind of a dick move.
I don't know if it's a dick move. If I were you, I would anticipate pizzas in your near future.
Don't you fucking dare. I swear to Christ.
The only place that I know will deliver to you will never deliver to you again.
You're a motherfucker.
I will ruin it for your entire block.
What the fuck?
Anyways, I don't know if you guys have heard of a gentleman named Patrick Connor. Have you?
Nope.
No? Okay. Well, he is I believe he's a radio personality. And he made a little comment about Chloe Kim. She's a 17-year-old professional snowboarder. I believe she just got a gold medal in the Olympics for snowboarding. She landed 2 back-to-back 180s. So that was pretty badass. Anyways,
I would throw up everywhere.
Yes,
like
1080s.
Seriously, I do not do the spinning motions.
Dude,
it just
could you imagine?
Vomit spray.
Could you imagine Joe doing that shit? It looks like the fucking Milky Way is coming from the top of the snowboarder.
The bad thing is, like, you would spin around and then come back into it like several times.
So yeah, no, I'm sorry.
Right.
She landed 2 back-to-back 1080s.
Yeah, because I was gonna say 180. I was like,
Yeah, but
that's turning around.
yeah, but so instead of talking about what an amazing athlete she is, how awesome she is, how committed her parents must be to her being this good at snowboarding, he ended up calling her a hot piece of ass. Well, Mr. Patrick Connor found himself without a job today, apparently. Which, I mean, so she's an Olympic athlete. She represented our country. She got a gold medal in the sport that she was participating in. That's the highlight of everything that's going on. Calling her a hot piece of ass
more in her 17 years than this dude will ever accomplish in his entire fucking life.
Yeah, I mean,
she has done like the near impossible. I mean, this girl has done something that no woman's ever done before, right?
Yeah. So he's disrespected her, the sport, and I would say our country at this point. So, yeah, no, I read about that, and, way to go ahead and sexualize something that did not need to be sexualized. Way to go fuck
And a
nugget.
minor on top of that.
And it's just all around just really stupid. And, yeah, like I said, way to go and fuck everything up, fuck nugget.
So, I have some bad news, guys.
Oh, no. Pornhub.
Your penis fell
It's not
off.
going away, is it?
No, but
okay.
the world is going to end on April the 11th.
I don't believe you.
Well, according to David Mead, who previously claimed the world would end on September the 23rd, November the 19th, 2017, and says that the new date of the apocalypse is now April the 11th. He's pretty sure this time.
So he wasn't pretty sure last time? That seems a little reckless.
Well, he was fairly sure, but the signs weren't there. Now there's been a solar eclipse and a couple lunar events and like the super blue moon or whatever. And he says on that date that the Antichrist will make himself known. David Mead, the guy who claims to know that the apocalypse is coming, says he also knows who the Antichrist is, but he's not sharing that information.
Because that wouldn't be relevant to saving the world. But that's cool. What day is this supposed to be again? I'm trying to mark this in my calendar.
April the 11th.
April the 11th. Let's go ahead and set an all-day event for April the 11th. And event is End of World.
I've gone through. I've like every time he's done one of these, I always love it because he will sit at home the whole time, apparently just reading the Bible, and I mean that's fine, read the Bible, but like he doesn't go out and like defend himself or after it's over with. He's just like, well, I guess my calculations were wrong. Like he used math to arrive at this decision.
All right, so April the 11th. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this at 12:30 p.m. for a reminder. That way I know that the world is ending. Hopefully I can squeeze a haircut in before then.
I don't know why people are still listening to this guy. He's improperly done it several times.
Oh,
and
what was his name?
David Mead.
David
Meade.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure I have all this saved so that way I can bring it back up. This is actually on a Wednesday, so we'll be able to record this.
Fucking sweet. We're going to record End of the World podcast.
All right, Armageddon podcast. The topic I decided to do today was annoying things people do to piss me the fuck off.
Oh, can I join in? Because there's some things you do. by the way.
First of all...
I feel attacked.
All right. Okay. All right, calm down.
Fucking okay, go start your thing so I can join in as soon as possible. Hurry up.
Okay.
Because I got some shit to say, motherfucker.
Okay.
Joe's like, I'm gonna throw your ass under the fucking bus.
I hate him so fucking much. I fucking every goddamn day I have to fight the urge to go over there and beat his fucking ass.
Yeah, I know the things that really trigger him. It's actually like a hobby of
His
mine.
phone. Go. No, go. Just go so I can get to the thing I wanted to yell at you about.
One thing that really gets to me, if you're walking down like a busy street, or if you're walking in a hallway, and there's people in the hall or the sidewalk in front of you, and they're walking slow as fuck, and they're walking in the middle of like that space, like you can't pass them, and they do not have the common fucking courtesy to go and step off to the side and take, like at this point, just get a fucking hover around if you're gonna go that slow. I don't need you in my motherfucking way. So,
or get a Segway and do like the creator did. Segway yourself off a cliff.
Yeah, no, I can't stand that shit when people, they're like, oh, la, 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 la. And then there's another one that coincides with that. When these fuck nuggets are walking and you're walking behind them, and then all of a sudden, what do? They just fucking stop. Boom, right there. They don't go and like stand off to the side and stop and try and figure something out. No, they stop right then and there, and then you fucking careen into their ass because, you're only like 3 feet behind them and you're walking, and they just stopped. Yeah, you're going to walk into them. And they act offended like you've done something wrong. How about you, like, have some fucking common courtesy and get the fuck out of my way?
Billy's an angry little man.
I'm not angry. I'm exaggerated. That's all. That's all.
So, one of the things that people do that really piss me the fuck off is when somebody says a very dismissive thing just when I give them a full thought out response. Like, okay, because there's some little bitch on this podcast that goes, okay, anytime I send them something. And it's so much so now that, like, his phone doesn't, like, allow him to type okay. It autocorrects it to okay.
Oh,
That's how much
the
he
worst
fucking
part
does
is,
it.
though? Is when you send him shit that's actually, like, useful for him, and that's how he responds.
I get so fucking angry. I have almost
acknowledging
deleted
you.
him.
I'm not dismissing you all the time.
It sounds like
All the time.
And
But
then
the problem is you can't tell the difference.
if it's not if it's not okay, it's and I just want to fucking choke the shit out of him.
I know. It's like one day I was like, hey, I'm probably going to be late today. Da-da-da-da. Okay. I'm like,
Well,
fine,
what does that
next
mean?
time I'll just show up late.
No, that's me being bitchy at that point. Like, I'm pissed at you. If you're like, oh, I'm going to be late, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
pissed.
I'm usually like, hey, I'm going to be late. I let you know like 2 hours in advance, and it's like 5 minutes, and you're like,
Well,
and
if you're
all
letting
pissy.
me know 2 hours in advance, then you have no reason for being late.
Yeah, but regardless of that,
Unless
like,
there's a flat tire. That's the only time I didn't
the
get
only
mad.
business me and Billy have together is this fucking podcast, and it'll just be like me telling him just something in my life, or just something in random, or whatever the fuck, and it's okay, or whatever, and I just want to fucking kill him. He'll ask me how something's going, and I'll be like, blah, 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 okay. His little onomatopoeia fucking responses make me want to hurt him, physically cause him pain, just like he causes me mental fucking anguish.
You are an angry man. You said that I have anger issues. I don't have anger issues. My anger is well under control.
That's the thing, though.
have
I only have anger
frustrations.
issues with you.
That's
You
not
make
true.
me
I've
angry like this.
I've
You
heard
make-
your anger issues the other day when you were driving and you started screaming at the
okay.
one guy.
That guy made me almost hit him because he was trying to pull into his driveway and he just goes stop in the middle of this busy ass street. And I almost hit him and I fucking was pissed. And before Billy tells you any otherwise, I did not yell out the window.
I didn't say he yelled at the window. No, I was
you've
just
been
on
saying
the
that for a
phone with
week
him,
now.
and he fucking just started screaming, "Learn how to drive, you stupid fucking cocksucker!" And I'm like, "Ooh, he's a little perturbed."
Well, this is
I
after
think he
Billy
ends up
pissed me off.
having internet syndrome with that one, where you know the guy can't hear you, so you say whatever the fuck comes to your mind.
But you know what it is? No, I was talking to Billy before this, and Billy was pissing me off before this guy did this.
I don't think that was the case.
No, it was the case, because this was us talking about iHeartRadio and how they don't have a tracker on their fucking bullshit, and you were sucking their dick so hard that you were choking on it, and
I
then
wasn't
this guy
sucking
pulls
their dick.
whatever, and you guy pulls out in front of me. So yeah, the two things were connected. Again, all my rage happens in a circle around you.
Whose fault is that? Who chooses to get angry?
Oh, motherfucker. I don't want to hear that from you.
I knew it was coming
I
to
went
that
full
part.
therapist on him.
See, the one
damn
the one I absolutely despise, and this has happened in numerous incidents, not just with one specific shithead on the podcast, is when I'm sitting and minding my own fucking business and people feel the need to touch me.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know who that would be that does that to you. That's completely unnecessary.
I don't know either. When I'm standing around and all of a sudden someone comes over, stares me dead in the eye, like fucking deadpan stare, and just reaches out to touch me.
Or when they poke you with their car keys. Hey, at least I haven't like caressed your hair.
Oh, you would deal with an issue then. But other employees and people around us have picked up on this.
You know
So
what?
now everyone is pushing my buttons, and I'm just like, I just got to remember they're doing it because they think it's funny. They're doing it because they think it's funny.
No, I do it because I know you don't like it. That's the only reason why I do it.
Okay, you want to know what really drives me fucking nuts? And Billy knows this drives me fucking nuts. It's when people say my fucking name for no goddamn reason. They're like, okay, Joe. That is so fucking dismissive and so passive fucking aggressive when anybody uses your name against you. Like, nobody ever actually says that in real, like, life unless they're either pissed at you or, like, I don't know. That's the only reason to say somebody's fucking name. Or you're trying to, like, get their attention. And when you're texting me, there's no reason to say, okay, Joe. That fucking pisses me off. That's another thing that Billy does on the regular.
No. I've only started that recently, and that's because you told me that it pisses you off. And I've only done it, like, once because I just felt like messing with you. But other than that, like, you were, like, ranting at me about something, and I wasn't even awake, and I got agitated. I'm like, this motherfucker, I'm trying to sleep, and I was just like, okay, Joe, I'll listen to it later. And he was just like, bitch, you need to calm down, blah 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 blah. There's some aggressive ass shit you're doing. That's exactly the phone call that I got right after that. And I'm like, well, leave me the fuck alone. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. I sleep until 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's usually like Billy will text me something. I'll start to text, and then I'm like, I can't display my anger properly through text. I need to fucking call him right now. And so I'll call him, and then sometimes he won't answer, and I'll just continuously call him until he fucking
He's like the psycho girlfriend I don't have. That's what he just described.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's kind of what it sounded like.
Sometimes I think I'm in more of a relationship with Billy than I am with my wife, because that's
So here's the thing about Joe and how he says that he's angry, or I get him angry. So he's even told me this. Most people would break down and cry over Joe's anger, but me, I laugh it off and I go back at him. So I'm his outlet. Otherwise, he would lose his shit and like be hitting people with his fucking cane.
It feels like a fair fight with Billy. Because, like, Billy will come back at me equally, and it feels fair. Whereas if I do it to some other people, not naming any names, but other people, they get their feelings hurt, and I don't know how to respond to that.
Well, sometimes, like, I might get my feelings just a touch bit hurt, and I know how to guilt trip Joe. So
Yeah.
I guilt him, and he's just like, I'm sorry.
Well, okay, so I'm just gonna hijack your fucking thing. So another thing that people do that really fucking kills me
And I'm the
is
angry
I
one.
walk with a cane, like Billy just said, I walk with a cane because my shit's all fucked up, and I'll be going, especially when I'm going into the school, somebody will fucking stop. Even though there's not a stop sign and I'm like 20 feet back, they'll stop in the middle of the road while they're driving and wait for me to walk. And I'm like waving them on, like, no. I don't want to have to like hobble my ass in front of your fucking car. And then they'll look at me like, what are you doing? I don't understand what this hand waving shit is.
They're like, go ahead, hop along, it's okay.
Yeah, no, I don't need your fucking sympathy. I would rather you just go and not wait for me, motherfuckers.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
and now I know what we need to do for Joe.
This is cathartic.
No,
I'm letting you guys know.
I know how to really get Joe mad. I just don't do it because that's the foundation of our friendship.
Yeah.
Was the day
Christ.
where he could call me and I gave him a completely different response than every person on the planet.
I have like a pain disease, and then like when I got diagnosed with it, everybody was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. And I'm like, God damn it! I don't need your sympathy, motherfuckers." And then I call up Billy, and Billy's like, "That sucks." Anyways,
No. I was just like, oh, that sucks. So does that That means you're broken? And I was just trying to be an asshole about it because there was nothing we could do about it. We might as well have a little bit of fun with it because, I mean, we got to make the best out of the situation. If you say you're sorry about a situation that can't be fixed, then you're being sorry about something that, I mean, that's just stupid. You're just going to make that other person feel bad. They don't need to feel bad. They already feel bad. Don't be
at least make them
stupid.
laugh by being an asshole.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
So-
Like that was one of the few times I was like, in that moment, I was like, "Thank Christ, fucking A." Everybody else sucks.
Everybody else is a downer. At least Billy's fucking doing
Yeah,
this.
exactly.
Or how about this one? When people don't flush the toilet. You nasty bitches.
Hey, I feel like I'm being called out here.
What? No, I already know about you. You need to flush the fucking toilet. You leave fucking corpses in that bitch. They do not smell good. If you're not flushing, then you're doing a disservice to everyone. I would actually fine you if I could.
I will say I've done it a couple
smelly
times.
ass. Like, if you do it by accident occasionally, but if you do it, like, all the fucking time, get the fuck out of my face.
No. So what happens is I'll take a shower. I'll do my business. I'll take a shower, and I'll put the seat down and completely forget that it's there. Get ready for work, and then leave. And then all of a sudden, Lauren will be coming home, and I'll be sitting at work. And next thing you know, I get a text message, "You son of a bitch."
See,
And I'm like, what'd I do?
Who puts
You
down the
left
lid? I never put down the lid ever.
well, see, my thing is, I do put down the lid, but I put down the lid so that way I can put something on top of the lid, like a pair of boxers or something like that. So
that makes sense.
Well, I guess boxers are what most people wear, but I put pants or something on there.
He doesn't wear underwear, everybody.
I do sometimes.
So
But
the reason why
but-
I put the lid down is because I have two nasty ass cats that it doesn't matter what is in the toilet, we'll play in the toilet.
That's disgusting.
You know what fixes that is a spray bottle.
But no, what I do is I put like an article of clothing, or I'll put like my phone on there because it's playing music while I'm in the shower, or it's in the shower with me while it's playing music. And that way I know that I need to flush the toilet before I leave the room. So I pick up that article of clothing, and that's my mental reminder, and I reach over and flush the toilet.
Or
I have
when
a
you
system.
get up off the toilet, just flush the toilet.
I don't do that if I'm going to take a shower because I don't want the water flow to be fucked up. That's all.
Whatever.
Whatever.
So I know something else that gets under Billy's skin.
Oh,
What
yeah?
gets under Billy's
you-
skin?
When he hasn't eaten all day and you guilt him when he goes to go get food.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You get food thrown at your fucking feet then. That's what happens. That's what happens. If I haven't fucking eaten and then you guilt me about eating when you've had all the time in the world to eat, I've got a fucking problem.
The bigger one was the fact that he didn't catch my sarcasm at all. Like, he goes gets food. I looked at him like, oh, I see how it is. I haven't gotten to go get food. Completely sarcastic. He's like, fine, fucking take it. He throws it to the ground. I'm like, I was fucking with you.
No, I had walked into the office and closed the door at that point. I was very upset. Was not
Billy's not a
tolerating.
happy camper when he doesn't eat. He gets a little, I'd say, touchy.
I need a little bit of food. So here's another one that involves eating. But people that eat with their mouths open. Close your fucking mouth, you
Oh
nasty
shit!
cunts.
Hey, Bill, you want to go out to dinner at some point soon?
You know, it's gonna be really weird. You're gonna actually be like emulating an 80-year-old because you're gonna have a cane and you're gonna have a nice new set of dentures.
I'm gonna get a nice big juicy fucking steak, and then I'm just gonna maul it to death, like in front of you.
I'm gonna make
you
sure
know
that
who-
you have a side of gluten with that. I'm gonna fuck you
You know
up.
who fucking eats like that? And I have to deal with it all the fucking time? Lauren.
Nope, I can't date anyone that's like that. I would literally break up with them. I'd be like, listen, I can't actually live like this. I can't listen to the beginning stages of your digestion. So either close your fucking mouth or get the fuck out. Happy Valentine's Day.
I went and got her lunch today from Chick-fil-A, and I sat there and like drove it to her work. I was like, it's Valentine's Day, it'll be nice. And we're sitting there eating in my car, and all I hear is that smacking sound. I'm like,
So I would act like I'm being a gentleman. I'd get out of my side. I'd walk over to the other side. I'd open the door and drag them out of the fucking car.
Get the fuck out of the car right now.
Like, I'm not dealing with this shit. If you're gonna eat like a fucking dog, you can eat out here. All right, so
But yeah, oh.
I got another one, and Joe knows that I got a little testy when this happens. Telemarketers.
Oh Christ! I have heard him lose his fucking mind to some telemarketers.
I've heard him say a few things to telemarketers. I haven't heard him lose his mind. I have heard him get sassy and smarmy at them.
Yeah, no, like I'm just sassy when they just call me. But if I say do not call again after I get done playing with you, then take the fucking hint and do not call me again. But if you start calling me over and over and over and over and over, my goal at that point is to ruin your day and make your day worse than you've made mine. So, no, Joe's, he's heard it. He's heard it.
Yep.
I probably made that person cry a lot. A lot. I was multitasking too because I was in the car driving.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I was in the car and I was just like, please, God, don't let him wreck while he's doing this bullshit. Because you're like, you get so worked up talking to these motherfuckers. Like, I don't know. Like,
well, the last time
you say you don't have an anger issue, but that's some anger issue bullshit.
No. When they don't listen to me when I tell them not to call me again, yeah, I'm gonna start taking offense to it because they need to respect the fact that I don't want to be bothered by them, and they need to respectfully fuck off at that point. So
I think you called him a stupid fucking bitch at some point.
No. It was a stupid fucking cunt-lipped bitch.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you forgot some of that.
Sorry.
But I mean, that was just a small part of that conversation, actually.
Yeah.
There was a lot more to it.
I think that was the goodbye, more or less.
Yeah, no. It was a very colorful conversation. There was a little bit of a language barrier there, but they understood everything that I said.
I just hand the phone off to my son.
Yeah, no, I don't need to hand the phone off to anyone. I'm gonna make you cry if you keep bothering me. That's my
I just
goal.
claim that when they ask for me personally, I'm like, oh, he died.
Oh, that bitch dead.
I'm sorry. Oh no, I miss him so much.
Why would you bring him up? We're leaving right now, you bastards. Oh, how about when you call to get help and you get that lovely automated phone system?
Yeah.
Yeah. Please
I love when it wants
click
me to talk.
2.
No, not even that. When they don't even give you the option to click it in, and they're like, say it, and then you say it, and it's like, did you say blah blah blah? And I'm like, no, I didn't say that. And did you say blah blah blah? No, I didn't say that. And it's the same shit with Cortana. Cortana on Windows does that shit.
To be fair, so does Siri.
Yeah, well,
Siri's pretty
Siri?
terrible. Yeah,
You're
no.
fucking terrible.
Listen, I would give Siri more credit if she was actually good at what she's supposed to be good at. And then, last but not least, the assholes that take up more than one parking space. Joe's seen it. I actually make it a goal to park as close to your car as humanly possible without causing any damage. And then making you wait until I get back. Because you
Billy
can't
has
get
a
in.
lot of car-related anger and angst.
No. Because the telemarketers don't count because I can get feisty with them anywhere. It doesn't really matter. And, cars, there's not a lot of angst. There's a little bit. Just gotta have common courtesy when you're on the road. That's all. Don't cut me off. But yeah, anyways.
All right, so the Olympics are going on right now, and I like the Olympics. I like mainly the martial arts events. I like judo and I like the boxing stuff, and swimming's kind of cool. But there are some really strange Olympic events that have still being performed today, and there's other ones that they have taken away that I think would be great if they brought back. So I thought I'd cover those today. Amongst the current events that I think are kind of crazy, there is race walking, which you may also known as speed walking or mall walking, if you're being honest.
You're welcome, Joe. I told Joe about this not long ago. He's like, nuh-uh.
I had no idea this was real. I thought he was fucking with me.
Yeah, he was in complete disbelief. And then he went and Googled it. He's like, oh.
So, to do race walking, what sets race walking apart from, say, skipping or actually just running like normal people would, is that one foot must always be on the ground while you're race walking. everybody looks like they're in a hurry to get to the bathroom before they shit their pants, or the fact that they already have a shit in their pants and they're just trying to get somewhere fast enough to take it out.
Yeah, I was gonna say the way they walk, like speed walk, looks hilarious.
Everybody looks in a fucking hurry.
I fucking love it. They're all wearing sweatbands and shit. Like, they're, like, really exerting themselves. And I'm just like, why? I would literally just show up in my sweat clothes. I'd just be in my sweatpants and my hoodie, and that would be it. I'd be like, all right, I'm ready to go, guys. And they're like, where's your number? I'm like, do you have a piece of Scotch tape? There we go. I don't take this shit seriously.
And we replaced wrestling with this shit.
Oh, that was bad choices. Wrestling is more real than mall walking, guys.
Well, I was gonna say Greco-Roman wrestling is legit wrestling.
He's right. He's right about that. That's real stuff.
I know.
Where that's the one where two men grapple on the ground and it's not gay sex.
But it looks pretty close to gay sex, including a penalty where you have to get on your hands and knees. And the other guy mounts you.
Yeah,
from
I've
behind.
seen that. I'm like, I don't understand. A lot of
This sport is now starting to intrigue me, guys.
I think you would enjoy it. Honestly, I think you would.
All the ass you can grab now.
He's not wrong. I mean, you watch some of the gold
a
Greco-Roman
grope
stuff
fest.
from the Olympics, and yeah, it is straight up. Sometimes it looks like two dudes fucking.
Well, everyone's got to have a hobby. At least they made it an Olympic sport.
No, they didn't. They took it away.
Oh, really?
Oh, well. I'm sure it'll come
Yeah,
back.
wrestling is unfortunately no longer in the Olympics.
So there's an event that's just called trampoline, which is where it's not what you think it is. It's not where you popcorn your friends until one of you gets hurt, and but instead it's where they'll do backflips and different kinds of flips, and it actually looks like a hell of a lot of fun. I've never been able to do a flip on a trampoline though.
What?
I'm not okay. I don't know if you've seen me, but I'm like a fucking skyscraper. Okay, it's hard for me to maneuver my body in that. I don't have
Well,
like the
you know
tight
what?
little-
You know what? Never mind. He has two left feet. Never mind. I get it.
I fucking
He's
I
the
could always do front flips, but I could
clumsiest
never backflip.
fucking person I've ever met.
fucking
Stevie Wonder has more grace than you.
You're a son of a bitch. Ah, fuck.
I love
There's
you
another really interesting sport called handball. Handball is like soccer, but you use your hands instead of your feet. And there's a goal like soccer, and the players try to throw the ball into it, and the goalie tries to block it. It's basically like basketball for short-ass people.
This sounds like lazy people soccer. Like,
It
we
is.
don't want to kick the ball, just throw me the ball.
Yeah, it's like a little, I don't know, it's a little bit smaller than a regular soccer ball, and you have to, like, keep the ball moving. You either have to pass it to somebody or dribble it 3 times, and then you have to throw it. So I want you guys to guess what this next one is. It's called equestrian dressage. What do you think equestrian dressage is?
I'm assuming it has to do with a horse.
You are correct, but what is the horse doing?
Is it
Water polo.
No.
pooping? Is
No.
it poop measuring?
No, equestrian dressage is basically horses dancing.
How is that an Olympic sport? Again, I
don't
would
know.
rather have wrestling.
But again, the horses have to perform specific movements, and the riders have to look relaxed. The fact that the humans get the medals in this instance is like really a fucking crime.
Yeah, this sounds really stupid. So the horse has to do all the work, and you have to look like you're sitting on the john. Got it.
Yeah, pretty fucking much.
And then you get to take all the credit afterwards.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's very frustrating. A lot of these horse ones, I'm like, yeah, the human shouldn't get the fucking medal. The horse should.
Yeah, no shit. They're the one putting in, like, all the work. The human's just sitting there trying not to lose their shit.
Yeah. Okay, I got another one for you guys to guess. It's called the steeplechase.
I hear steeple, I think churches, so running around a church.
Close. That's close.
The steeplechase. I only have inappropriate things to say that I can't say, so I'm going to let you go ahead before I get us in trouble.
Okay, so you guys know what hurdling is, right? When you're running, you're jumping over those, like, the hurdles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, indubitably.
Okay, so imagine you're hurdling, But on the other side of the obstacle, which is actually a wall, not just like a little metal barrier, is a fucking little pool of water that you have to jump into and then continue running. That's what steeplechase is.
Wait, explain that to me in stupid fashion, please.
So there is a wall, right? You're running as fast as you can. You have to jump the wall. On the other side of the wall, there is a like pool of water that's about 3 or 4 inches deep that you have to run through. And then you run, and then you get back on the track after you run through the water.
What's the fucking point?
It's a race. You race on this track, and on the track there are walls. Behind the walls there are like pools of water you jump into, and you have to run through, and then onto the track again.
That just sounds like hurdling, but with the potential of actually being injured because you slipped.
Exactly. In all the videos that I found of this thing, it's like a bunch of them are just like the worst steeple accidents ever. And it's a bunch of people just falling on top of each other. And I have to imagine they also have the worst chafing out of any Olympian ever. Because it's just water and you're running.
They probably oil that shit up.
One would hope they oiled it up, but that just seems like probably the most pointless thing you've told me about so far when it comes to an Olympic sport. No offense to anyone that practices this, but you're practicing a fucking joke to me. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I know I am being. But sorry, brah. No one else really appreciates what you do. Neither do I.
What do you think the modern pentathlon is?
Couldn't fucking tell you. It sounds like people prancing in somewhere.
I'm gonna say I hear penta. I think 5. Athlon.
It is 5. It is 5. It's 5 something.
5-point running. Something. It has to do with some kind of like marathon kind of deal. So
well,
I'm gonna
you
say
are very close. Your Roman prefixes or Latin prefixes are pretty good. It's actually an event that combines 5 different events. It combines fencing, 200-meter freestyle swimming, equestrian show jumping, so this is horses jumping over fucking shit again, a 3,200-meter run, and pistol shooting.
So this is an Olympic sport?
This is an Olympic event.
Well,
like, it's all one big Olympic event. So you compete. And the pentathlon is supposed to be what officers in the English army had to know how to do at some point.
Oh, I'm sure all of that came into, like, just complete and utter use. I'm sure they used that all the fucking time.
I'm sure in the 18 and 1700s that was a bit of a lot of use, but not nowadays.
Yeah, everything that you just described to me is everything I'm not interested in.
I don't know. The pistol shooting sounds fun.
Yeah, the pistol shooting's the only thing in there. So marksmanship. Other than that, like, I could see the free form swimming. But other than that, like, again, the horse is doing all the work. A horse should get the medal, not you. And what's the other things that they have to do besides swim and shoot and ride a horse?
They have to swim, shoot, and then they have to fence.
And fencing, I guess that I can still see that as a sport, but like the horse thing is, fencing would be boring to me, but that's just me. I'm sure some people think fencing is great.
Awesome. I would love to do it.
Yeah, I would enjoy the fencing.
I would too, but that's only if you guys don't have a sword and I get to hit you. That's my kind of fencing.
Back in the day, there were several sort of events that we don't have any longer, and one of which was a live pigeon shoot. They would release pigeons into the fucking air, and then they would gun them down like they just kidnapped their fucking daughter.
That just doesn't seem fair.
Money.
That just doesn't even seem fair to the pigeons. You're free.
Oh, you thought you got away? No.
Yeah. No. Wow. Those poor pigeons.
They used to do croquet as well, if you know what croquet is. That's where the mallets and you have the little balls that go through the archway things. That was an Olympic event.
I think that should be an Olympic event over jumping over a fence into a puddle.
I think you should have that over fucking horse jumping, too.
I agree with that, too.
So, another Olympic event they used to have was motorboating. And I got really excited.
Whoa.
I know.
Is this the kind of motorboating I'm thinking?
No, I got really excited about this, and then I realized they were talking about regular boats, and then I didn't give a shit.
You guys are fucking juveniles.
Hey, look, if they had an Olympic sport for sticking your head between two breasts and going, blah, 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 I would fucking be the champion.
No, you wouldn't. Not if the person had it was a guy and he had hairy boobs. You would lose. You'd be the first person to lose. You disqualify yourself.
Hey, you don't know my life.
I know you pretty well. That shit's not gonna fly. Dustin's not getting hair stuck between his teeth.
So I have one that I feel like us as a team we could do it, but it can only be two of us. It's the tandem bicycling race.
I'm out.
It was two guys, and it was only guys who did it, and they'd be on a tandem bicycle, which is where like you have two people like driving one bicycle, and they would race for 2,000 meters.
So how far is 2,000 meters?
2,000 meters would be 2 kilometers.
You're no help to me.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
1.24 miles.
Yeah, so I'm like a mile and a quarter.
That's not that bad. I mean, that would actually be pretty easy. Actually,
but it's a tandem bicycle, and I just imagine there being a lot of fuck ups.
I imagine there being a lot of screaming fights. Like where I'm
You
just
son
like,
of a bitch.
no, you fucking go left foot now.
So
Joe's back there
I can see
screaming at
you
me, and
and
I'm
Joe
like,
and-
fuck you, you could stare at my ass this entire time.
I can see you and Joe getting off the bikes to yell at each other in the middle of the race.
We wouldn't do anything like that.
No.
Hopefully he doesn't have the cane on the bike, because I would hit a person with their own cane.
I would be very tempted to reach up and just flick Billy behind the ear the whole time. So I have two more of these, and these are my two favorites. One of these I legitimately think they should bring back. And the other one I think is just hilarious. They used to have an arts competition. People would compete in architecture, painting, sculpture, literature, music, and they would get judged on that and be awarded medals.
I don't know if I really consider that like an Olympic sport. Olympic sports I find to be like physical, like exertion kind of things. I don't know.
It's mental exertion.
That's not the Olympics.
I don't know.
Billy.
Sometimes
This is the only thing in the Olympics that I could actually compete in. I could do literature and maybe compete in the Olympics. Don't take this from me.
You can like speed walk hobbling.
No, I can't. Damn
He
it.
can hobble walk.
Technically, like the cane is an extension of you. As long as the cane's touching the ground, you can fucking hop.
You're a fucker. So, there's one event that they no longer do that I lament that they don't do because I want to see this so very badly. But they used to do tug of war.
See, that shit would also be
Why the
fun.
fuck why wouldn't you have tug of war? I could
I
see that
don't
as way
know.
more of an Olympic sport than like half the shit you said.
Could you imagine the United States versus Russia, the biggest fucking dudes on the goddamn planet, going at that? That'd be so fucking awesome.
Well, see, that's why, is because there's only a few countries that have like massive, like an abundance of massive people.
I would fucking love that. It'd be so much fun. I would go to. Oh my god, I'd be so into that. Like, I'd get so fucking hyped for that.
Dude, that would be amazing. I would
Right?
be all about that.
All you do is you get some big ass dude who weighs about 500 pounds to be your anchor on either end, and then you just go at it from there.
I think I'd be more interested in seeing teams like Russia and the U.S. against like Korean teams.
Oh, that's not even fair.
Hey, no. This is payback for all those StarCraft games. Fuck them.
You're so fucking petty.
In the middle, but you know what I want? They got to bring this back, and in the middle, I want a giant fucking mud hole that they get jerked into at the end.
Yeah, see, that's
Damn
like
right.
jumping in a puddle, but it's actually fun. You know?
Yeah.
I think that one should definitely be an Olympic sport. I think all these other ones are bullshit that you said, especially the one of like you're hopping a little wall with a puddle on the other side, and then you got to run a little bit. Fuck
Well, the
off.
thing is, they haven't had this since like 1920, I think. I don't like
Tug of war?
Yeah.
Oh, they're
They got rid
fucking
of it in the
stupid.
1920s. Yeah, it kills me.
That's something every country can participate in.
Yeah, it's nearly fucking free. Like the barrier to entry is so low. It's so like egalitarian. I fucking love it. But no, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna do fucking.
We're just gonna have horses prance for 15 minutes. Like, get the fuck out of my face. What? How does that even pertain to modern society? Like, I'm sure there's like 10 people around that enjoy that shit, and I'm sure that there's equestrian lovers that enjoy it too. But I can see it being a physical exertion for the horse. It takes a lot of muscle control to be able to do what they do. Like, the rider themselves, I'm not seeing a lot of physical exertion. Maybe there's some mental exertion, I'll give them that, but that's not... The Olympics doesn't have puzzles, so mental exertion is not what they're actually trying to gauge here.
I feel like we should not be giving the medal to the people. We should be giving it to the horse, and that we should be celebrating the horse, because, it's the one doing all the hard fucking shit.
True. Yeah, but then we'd see, like, the random roided up horse there. That'd be really weird. It has muscles on... It's like Stewie's pig from Family Guy. Oink!
Can I pet him? I wouldn't.
All right, guys, thank you very much for joining us for another episode of Zero Supervision. You can follow us on Twitter at Zero Supervision. You can follow me personally at @low_Billy Allen. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment to any social media that you have found us on. We're also on Facebook, and then you can also comment and like our actual podcast in whatever form you're listening in.
All the links are down below in the description on any service you're getting us from. You can follow me on Twitter at Joseph_Lawhorn. That's LAWHORN.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter. It's stuff. We do stuff. I post stuff. Check out my stuff at Mehara1286. MAEHARA. If you don't know 1286, I can't help you.
Okay.
Sorry.
And if you feel like supporting the podcast, you can find us on patreon.com/Zero Supervision, and we really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Peace out.
Bye.
Night.